8th Gender Mainstreaming Awards, Regional Positive Role Model and Inclusive Leader results. The Positive Role Model and Inclusive Leader categories are part of the Gender Mainstreaming Awards, which are currently in their 8th year. In 2019, there were so many nominations in these two categories that it was decided to split the regions to allow for acknowledgement of the number of people that are worthy of recognition. So, for the first time in 2020, these categories were judged in Johannesburg, Durban and Cape Town. Winners of these categories will go forward to be judged for the national award, and an overall positive role model and an overall inclusive leader will be named at the Gender Mainstreaming Awards taking place on the 3rd of September 2020. Positive role model. A lady growing her career who understands the responsibility that comes with being a role model. In addition to the normal meaning of a role model, a positive role model spends time encouraging and growing others. She inspires others to also be positive role models. Joanne Poll, 2019 Positive Role Model winner.
Positive role models serve as examples to others. So how you're perceived and how you're experienced in terms of your personal qualities, your behaviors, your achievements are really important. And I think one of the factors that I love the most about role models is that without direct instruction, you can help people to strive to be better and help with their development. So I was motivated to accept the nomination for the 7th Gender Mainstreaming Awards by the fact that my mentee, who is not in the business that I serve in, actually nominated me. So it came full circle and is definitely a highlight from a personal and a professional career perspective. The other thing that it did is it gave me a chance to really decide what behaviors I wanted to model, because I don't think you can decide whether or not people emulate you, but you can help ensure that what you do is imitated and it's the right thing. So from my perspective, the opportunity to decide what behaviors, what attributes, what qualities and what beliefs I wanted to role model was a great opportunity, an opportunity for self-improvement, time to reflect on my own values and real time to grow. I'm truly appreciative of the opportunity to be nominated and having won, even more appreciative of the entire experience. So my interview experience was quite a different experience in terms of going through the process, because I was overseas at the time, and so I had to do quite a bit of research about understanding the judges and who they were, and that gave me the opportunity to discover new role models in a positive sense, and for that I'm eternally grateful. The other piece it gave me clarity on is how I read a room. So often you can feel people, and your head and your heart and gut do more iterations about the scenarios you're living in. And now listening very carefully to someone's tone of voice, the words, how they act and how they've walked the talk in their own experience was really important in terms of going into that interview. So time to tell my story, explain to my family what I was being interviewed for, as well as colleagues and friends, really made the entire experience real from beginning to end, and also nerve-wracking, probably the most vulnerable I have felt in a really long time. And then being reflective on what authenticity means. So I was scared in the process. I thoroughly enjoyed the engagement, and afterwards truly relieved and grateful to have had the opportunity to share. Firstly, to all regional award winners, congratulations. It's no mean feat to have come this far and to be recognized for the impact and influence you have already had and continue to make. In terms of going into those interviews, be yourself. The reality is you will feel scared because it matters, and what you're doing and the stories you share really count. Often we've made mistakes along the road to get to where we are now. Sharing those and a sense of vulnerability makes it real, particularly because you'll be doing it remotely, and then telling more about your successes. These are good news stories that actually help motivate people to move forward and keep going. And the more we share, the more impact we can have. Each of your stories is valuable. Tell it in as much detail as you can, and let everyone connect with you through the process. So the Positive Role Model Award has been genuinely beneficial to me over the past year, and for a number of reasons. One, it's helped me focus on the positive behaviors I wanted to model. That meant at work and even at home. So from strong and good work ethic to genuine generosity and kindness, to being considerate, deliberate, and more so, for example, in the fact that we build bonds with individuals and people by being close to them. And often oxytocin, which is a hug hormone, helps us do that almost quicker. So when you don't have that opportunity, I think being deliberate about your acts of kindness, how you build trust with individuals, both personally and professionally, and how you move forward and help people reduce the level of anxiety is so critical. So I had the opportunity in the past year to be very deliberate and considered in my actions, my thinking, and my engagements around what being a positive role model meant for me, my family, and my work colleagues. And for that, I am truly grateful. The second thing is about being forgiving of mistakes, forgiving of yourself and forgiving of others. We all make mistakes along the journey, but they're learning events. And so time to learn, unlearn, and relearn is really important. I think what matters most is that we are human first, and being okay that we will make mistakes along the journey, acknowledge them, apologize for the people we hurt and the things that went wrong, and then owning how we move forward has been so important. We're all garments to some extent. We have to recalibrate so that we can move forward and keep going. And that for me, I think, is a privilege to have taken a step back to learn about what matters most, what enough is, and then specifically in the current times, how we actually work out our frustrations, things that are difficult, and errors that we might have to live through and go beyond. For those of you thinking about nominating individuals for the Positive Role Model or Inclusively Rewards, I think now is the time, and the reason it is so important is we often feel or experience positive attributes with people we work with or engaging with and don't share them. And I think those stories are really important. If we can build a repository of role models that will then cover a number of different opportunities, we'll help people in terms of how they can be inspired to be the best they can be, whose actions they can emulate and who they can learn to be like. And I think the opportunity to make a difference through positive engagements then lies in the hands of everyone. So if someone has made you feel good, if they've opened a door, if they've helped you up and not just out, and if they've had an impact on your lives, I encourage you to actually nominate them. All too often we say the good things about people when they're not in a room. This is a chance to thank someone publicly, to advocate for what good behavior does and the impact it can have in terms of positively helping people move forwards, onwards, and upwards.
Category 1. Positive Role Model, Beacon of Africa. As the name suggests, these are the individuals who are lighting the way for other role models. We can think of them as the elders, not in terms of age, but in terms of knowledge and wisdom. The finalists in alphabetical order are Ipheleng Makare, Sonia de Bruin, Surya Hay. And the winner is Surya Ray. Category 2. Positive Role Model, Gauteng Entrepreneur. The finalists in alphabetical order are Emma Alkarut, Lisa Illingworth, Relibogile Mabocha, Staff Sitole. And the winner is Staff Sitole. Category 3. Positive Role Model, Gauteng Corporate. The finalists in alphabetical order are Alida de Swart, Karina Wessels, Sandy Butuma, Wendy Salibi. And the winner is Karina Wessels. Category 4. Positive Role Model, KZN Entrepreneur. The finalists in alphabetical order are Kavita Singh, Nompumelelo Kulu, Penny Milner Snipe. And the winner is Nompumelelo Kulu. Category 5. Positive Role Model, KZN Corporate. The finalists in alphabetical order are Kathy Lewis, Ilse Gravett-Holzer, Lizelle Stradum, Naomi Williams, Tasman Coleman. And the winner is Kathy Lewis. Category 6. Positive Role Model, Western Cape Entrepreneur. The finalists in alphabetical order are Eileen Wilton, Jashila Rajput, Melanie Green, Philippa Gerd. And the winner is Jashila Rajput. Category 7, Positive Role Model, Western Cape Corporate. The finalists in alphabetical order are Florence van Rensburg, Leanne Singer, Shirley Mashaba. And the winner is Leanne Singer. Category 8, Positive Role Model, Western Cape Trailblazer. Trailblazer. As the name suggests, these are individuals who are blazing the trail for others to follow through. Only particular individuals qualify for this category. This is what the judges had to say about this individual. One person stood out so far above the other, great candidates, that we felt she belonged in a category of her own. She is the first in so many categories, in accounting at PwC in the Western Cape, in her church, in a community where children are following her lead. And this award goes to Nicolette Jacobs. Inclusive leaders, both men and women, are genuinely interested in the well-being of others and are able to inspire diversity by leveraging the talents and motivations of the teams they are responsible for. They have ingrained into their leadership style a recognition of the provable benefits to their business that diversity brings, with special emphasis on gender. They actively sponsor others up the ranks. Interview with Terry Pimi, 2019 Inclusive Leader winner.
So my definition of an inclusive leader, it's a leader that genuinely cares about people. Fundamentally, they need to know themselves, so self-awareness is big in an inclusive leader, but also a leader that is open to a diverse spectrum of views. A leader that is comfortable outside of his own preferences. A leader that allow people to express themselves, but most importantly, that create a very safe environment for people who think differently, who look differently, and who were raised differently to thrive. That, to me, is the inclusive leader. Of course, it was a great ceremony and just a lot of excitement. To me, it was also the culmination of all I've done, as a leader, but most importantly, in that room, sitting at my table as a husband of a working woman, as a father of 3 daughters, as a brother to 3 sisters, it was a very, very proud moment. So standing up and accepting that. It was also, to be honest, a little bit of energy, a ball of energy for what is remaining to be done, even as it was a coronation for what we have done. The interview process was really, really professional and cordial, but very intense. They were looking for, not just your ideals, but also your achievement. And they were looking to connect the dot between those, the ideals and the achievement. So very professional and cordial, but definitely intense. Yes, for the nominee or the candidate for this year award, I would just advise for the interview process, be yourself. It is your story, so do not be scripted. Just speak the truth and speak from your heart. It is your story. Just be genuine and everything will be okay. The award has been beneficial. I mean, I can never underestimate the volume of compliment I receive, in my community, in my professional network, in our company. So it's definitely been good to receive all those compliments. But also it was mostly, the energy that I gained from it, So even as we know that what we've done was admirable, it's a great reward and it reconforts me in knowing that I need to continue to do this. So it's definitely been a great feeling for the whole year. And I continue to pull some motivation and drive from being rewarded as the best inclusive leader in South Africa. Yes, absolutely. For those considering to nominate candidates for 2021 award, I would just advise look beyond the ideals. Just check for the achievement beside the ideal. I like to say, after talking the talk, we need to walk the walk. And the journey for inclusion is one that is not just idealistic, it's one that should be also pragmatic. So consider those leaders and be very, very decisive and be very intentional in evaluating those leaders from not just for what they say, but also for what they do, what they have done, or what they're planning to do.
Category 1, Inclusive Leader, Gauteng. The finalists in alphabetical order are Brian Dennehy, Eva Andren, Ntombi Mangwani, Sophia Patel. And the winner is Eva Andren. Category 2, Inclusive Leader, KZN. The finalists in alphabetical order are Aisha Matutu, Eleni Quinana, Subhashni Moodley, Tasmin Coleman. And the winner is Subhashni Moodley. Category 3, Inclusive Leader, Western Cape. The finalists in alphabetical order are Gavin Fitzmaurice, Lisa Walters, Simon Cranswick. In the Inclusive Leader category, one individual stood out in a category of his own. This is what the judges had to say. We looked at an award such as Inspirational Leader, but he is so much more than that. I think something in the line of Gender-Based Champion is more in line. This award goes to Gavin Fitzmaurice. This is what the judges had to say about the other winner in this category. They are both inspirational in their own right, but their areas of influence are vastly different. First place also goes to Simon Cranswick. National Awards candidates. The following candidates will go through to judging in July for the National Positive Role Model and Inclusive Leader categories. Positive Role Model, Karina Vessels, Kathy Lewis, Jaishila Rajput, Leanne Singer, Nicolette Jacobs, Nompumelelo Xulu, Soria Hay, Staff Sitole. Inclusive Leader, Eva Andren, Gavin Fitzmaurice, Simon Cranswick, Subhashni Moodley.
Organization is engaging in meaningful gender mainstreaming. Now is your time to be recognized by an international audience. Developed by Business Engage, the Gender Mainstreaming Awards is the premier event for rewarding organizations that are buying into the business case for gender diversity. The Gender Mainstreaming Awards seek to tell the stories and strategies and set a precedent to encourage other organizations to participate and share best practice. Celebrate your successes by entering the Gender Mainstreaming Awards. Entering is an easy 4-step process. Step 1. Enter one of the 9 company categories on the Gender Mainstreaming Awards website before 15 July 2020. Step 2. Depending on the category entered, shortlisted companies and winners of regional individual categories are judged by a panel of judges. Step 3. Notification of finalists for the National Gender Mainstreaming Awards ceremony by 10 August 2020. Step 4. Recognition and celebration will take place at the 8th Gender Mainstreaming Awards on 3 September 2020. Entry is free. Submit your entry now to receive recognition in these coveted awards and let the world know about your contribution to gender mainstreaming.